It's basically telling people like, yeah, go do it yourself instead of doing it for them. And so like, is it already becoming sentient? Welcome to the Real Estate Rundown. Today we've got a fun episode planned. We're going to take our 2023 predictions that we made for 2023, and we're going to see how we fared.
Apparently I was really wrong.
Yeah. So we're about to find out.
But I don't know what it is.
We're about to find out.
So this has been fun. This is the second year that we've done it, and we're going to make our predictions for 2024 next episode. But so this is the second time we've made predictions about what's going to happen in the world and real estate, that sort of thing.
Coming year.
And Colby advised us to not go back and watch the podcast, and none of us can remember what our predictions were.
Nope.
Yeah, so I've slept.
Flying cars.
Flat screen TVs.
Become affordable for everyone.
Selling your house online.
All right, Colby, which one are you going to go first?
I'll start off with the one that's going to be the most applicable. Kayla's prediction was that AI was going to be used in mass by small businesses. Was that true?
It was going to be used in mass by
Okay.
small businesses. Well, ChatGPT.
I was right.
Yeah, that was...
Well, and I think you're going to be really right in 24.
Well, I mean, ChatGPT was... I mean, that came out... When did ChatGPT come out?
December of 2022. So it's been about a year.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Is that when that was?
everyone's using ChatGPT now. I mean...
It's not just ChatGPT.
If you don't have ChatGPT on your phone, on your
home screen.
It's on my home screen here, and I use it
all the time.
Yep.
Mine too.
Come on,
Keith is
where-
like,
Is it on your home screen?
I have it. You
Where's
guys
it
will
on?
be proud of me.
Oh, it's not. It's not on your first screen.
okay, he had to swipe once.
Okay, wait.
Okay. All
That just
right.
means I don't use it every day.
Yeah.
Elliot's working. Where is it at, Elliot?
I definitely have it.
Oh,
Yeah, let me just type in chat.
so mine's right next to my my messages.
Oh,
and
apparently
my
I
emails.
have it,
Get.
and it's not, and I
It's
haven't
not.
used it enough.
Uh-oh.
That it's been archived.
Or
on
you
my
might
phone.
have just been
I use it on my
your
desktop
computer.
always.
Yeah.
I always. That's what I yes.
But yeah, we are always talking about AI, but not like this year.
Mm-hmm.
And not even just us. I meant as far as what's going on in the environment.
Right. It's changed a lot. And I know that Redfin just released a new AI tool that's really cool. It allows you on any Redfin listing to go in and you can change the wall color, you can change the flooring, and you can do all sorts of fun stuff. So that's a pretty neat AI tool specifically for real estate.
It's
And
only Redfin listings.
Yes.
Or listings on Redfin.
my understanding, and I went on to Redfin and I looked at them, is it's only available on Redfin listings.
The ones that they have actually listed.
Yeah, I think it's
Gotcha.
because it's this company that
Makes
they
sense.
worked with some builders and whatever else. It's a company called Roomvo, and I bet there's some type of upload process or something that they have to do to verify it to be able to do that with like dimensions and actually make it look good. So the quality of the photo is obviously going to become wildly important.
So, but they get all the photos from MLS and from data, right? So maybe there's some licensing agreements that they don't have in place where they can't do it for all listings.
Or quality of photo, probably both.
I would imagine it's licensing. Maybe it's a value add for Redfin. Like, hey, if you want this cool new tool for your home,
Yeah.
right, and list with a
Redfin.
Redfin agent, it's definitely a neat tool.
Yeah, how cool is it, right? Because it's not just paint colors; it's like different floorings and quite a bit actually. Like I was actually thinking about it right away for a lot of our stuff. I was like, dang, this is cool.
Yeah, you can go in and you can like pick tile, and then there's all sorts of different tiles. You could pick hardwood, and then there's different hardwood flooring. You can pick your different paint colors, and it's not perfect, right? You can, when you use it, you can still see some like pixelated and some parts of the room that it doesn't actually like take.
But it's pretty darn good to give you a really solid idea, right? Like it's a
that's
step
really
in
all
the
you need.
massive
It's really all you need.
It'll get you like 95% there.
Okay,
This
if
is
I
gonna
do
look-
this, it'll look good.
Honey, you have option A, B, or C. Pick one, right? Like,
Yeah, I like it. It's neat. So that's a recent AI tool in real estate, and I think that we're going to see a lot more. I mean, I know that a lot of us have leaned into AI for content. We've leaned into AI for writing and for that sort of thing.
just even get the creative juices flowing.
Right. I wrote I didn't write the ebook. I had AI write an ebook, and that it
You
was,
prompted it.
I prompted it, and it wasn't like, it was nothing that I could like put out into the world. It wasn't like that good, but you know, it'll get there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's cool.
Hey, if you're listening and you are not subscribed to our channel, I would like to invite you to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to also ring that notification bell so you get notified of new updates.
Yeah, I think that's the part that, I mean, and this kind of goes with saying, without saying, that the speed at which AI is continuing to improve is just like nothing we've ever seen. And
OpenAI released a new update in November, and it allows you to create your own GPTs. And so I went in there and I created a GPT for one of our cash offerings here at Zoodealio. It's our
So
Cash Plus
cool.
offer. And so I basically prompted it with all of the questions that it would be asked. And then I went in and refined it and played around with it. And in about, I'd say like about 5 hours, I have this GPT that you can go on and you can search. In fact, I will have Colby link it in the description if you want to play around with our GPT, our Cash Plus Home Advisor, and then uploaded documentation, uploaded the contracts that are used by the buyer, all sorts of stuff. And now you can go in and ask it questions, and it's brilliant.
Well, the part I find so crazy and brilliant about it is it did that in 5 hours. If we would have taught a team member here at Zoodealio to be able to answer the questions as good as that, it would be at least a 6-month experience to get it to answer questions as effective.
So now the team member is talking to the subscriber and then asking ChatGPT and she's reading it. Like,
Yeah.
well, ChatGPT says.
Yes, exactly.
Or it's yeah, AI. Here's what AI, after fully analyzing the contract and coming up with the pros and cons, says.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it does. It's crazy how you just upload contracts and it's telling you about it. Yeah, it's pretty,
Yep.
it's pretty,
Well, and it
it's
could
pretty
almost advise
fascinating.
you, right? Like, what's the pros, the cons, what's the pitfalls, what's the advantages? It's awesome.
It is so cool. And then you could use it in your real estate business as well. You could create your own GPT, like your home selling buddy. And this GPT you could upload your purchase contracts, you could upload your critical date checklist, you could upload your marketing plans, and then you could like ask it questions. You can also like have pre-questions. So like when they get to it, they can pick from one of the questions. It's really neat.
Yeah, think about the cool things that you could do with that from not only a marketing, engaging your database standpoint, right? To be able to just advise them accordingly on all your marketing services, especially if you have a sizable database. That'd be actually a pretty cool play. Just popped into my head when you said that.
Well, did you guys hear that there's apparently there is this subreddit going on where a bunch of people are accusing ChatGPT of being lazy. And OpenAI developers are adamant that they've not done anything to reduce the responses, but I guess like simple
It's like,
prompts.
figure it out yourself,
Yes,
bitch.
it's telling people it's basically telling people like, yeah, go do it yourself instead of doing it for them. And so like, is it already becoming sentient?
Ooh,
Sentient.
I have not.
What does the
heard
word
any
sentient
of that.
mean? Wait, a definition of sentient. What is that? Sentient.
Like it's starting to become human.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
human.
meaning
Okay.
that it's
It's like,
No.
I'm tired of this crap. You do it yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
No would be like a
It's like a teenager right now.
yeah.
Or a toddler.
I don't feel
No.
like it.
No.
I don't feel
Do
like
it yourself. That's
I'm
easy.
good. No, I didn't do it.
Yes.
It's not my fault.
I thought that was fascinating. I mean, can you imagine if it was becoming lazy because it's tired of us already?
Yeah, it's like
It's like, we're the lazy ones. You're supposed to be the one
Yeah,
you're supposed to be feeding
figuring
me.
it out.
sentient, able to perceive or feel things.
Ooh.
Wow. We're
Personality.
so smart, babe.
Oh, you thought I was bullshitting.
I had no idea what that word meant, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. Sentient.
Funny. Hey, thanks for listening. If you'd like intel on who's selling their home in 2024, click the link in the description to grab your free guide. It's full of all of the insights, data, and everything you need to make 2024 your best year yet.
All right, we're going to go with Elliot's next.
Elliot.
His prediction was that Redfin, Zillow, and Opendoor will save their models by pushing traditional real estate.
Redfin is already traditional real estate, right?
I don't know if they were when we would have made that prediction. That I mean,
they all have-
they've always been predominantly traditional real estate, right? They dabbled in the iBuyer space in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, that would have been a pretty safe prediction.
So Zillow isn't doing.
They weren't, though, at the end of last year, so I don't know why you would have said that.
I know.
I might need more context.
Yeah, can we watch the clip?
Redfin, Zillow and Opendoor will all save their models by pushing traditional real estate practices. They will push their way back into profitability because they are all fantastic lead magnets. You will see them grow their agent base. You will see them grow traditional transactions, buyer's agents, listing agents, and just regular traditional practices, but still all led with the cash offer hook to acquire those clients and the hook of the other value propositions that they bring to buyers to capture those leads.
Okay.
Well, let's go with
Let's
the
dive
flow.
in.
Well, he wasn't
So
wrong.
you were not wrong.
Nope. Sounds like a safe prediction, though. I'll call
Yeah.
myself out. That wasn't like
Redfin's and
wasn't too compelling.
Open Door has
Sky's
their
blue, bro. Guys,
Well-
prediction: sun's rising
Okay.
tomorrow.
No, but check this out though. What did Open Door do recently? Open Door shifted
Yep.
from hey,
Yep.
here's a cash offer to hey, list
Hey.
your home with an offer in hand.
Yes,
Ultimate
So
confidence.
look, you were right.
you were right. Yeah, with
You
Open Door
you
for sure.
totally saw this. You had your crystal ball out.
Well, I just think that all of them, that lead economics matters to these behemoths. And I think the customer acquisition cost is far underrated in our industry as a whole. And I think it's simply put because so many agents are willing to pay a massive referral fee, i.e. Zillow Flex, to get that consumer. And when you really look at it, that's ultra expensive. But if they can play a longer game and convert the leads that they're getting, they're actually going to really massively increase the profitability of that consumer, i.e. tapping into the database, nurturing and capturing the behaviors, running these propensities scores, and basically the likely movements when they're going to trigger. AI kicks in, runs funnels, right? That's, to me, that is a future I definitely see.
One thing I've seen a lot from Zillow this year is a lot of Zillow home loans commercials, and they're really pushing Zillow home loans. So that's definitely another monetization avenue for them, and getting closer to the transaction. A way to get closer to the transaction without buying the home, like Open Door.
Yep.
Does Zillow have a servicing angle? Do we know anything about that?
A servicing.
I'm just thinking about
I don't
longer term monetization, right? Like, I mean, what are the
I
angle
doubt it.
plays
No,
that
they
I
don't.
mean, not
I
in
haven't
this
seen
market.
anything in
Nobody
there.
wants to service.
Yeah.
I
what do you
know.
want?
No,
So-
not in this market.
All right, Keith, we'll go with yours next. Yours, we'll start off with one that's going to be more or less a Zoodealio prediction. You said that the cash plus acceptance will 10x. And then you said buy and hold companies who are going to figure it out early in the year within 90 days and are going to be more competitive.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Well, did it 10x?
Did our
What-
acceptance?
How many?
I
How
would
many?
say so.
How many cash plus acceptances were in 2022?
I
I
don't know if we 10x.
Yeah.
20.
It would have been pretty damn close.
I'd say you were close to 10xing, yes.
Yeah, I think it was definitely pretty close.
Yeah, that one was pretty good because of the trajectory that we were on toward that, a year ago. And, when the market was getting all cray-cray. And so we just saw, hey, this is a perfect product and offering for the marketplace.
Yep.
Dealing with uncertainty.
Yes.
Yep.
And pretty much all of 2023 stayed that way.
It was the most popular.
And most
Hands
accepted,
down.
most popular, and was the main topic of conversation with all of our Zoodealio member base all across the country.
And all the different offerings in the platform.
And
Yep.
the institutional buyers were
Now,
like,
now I was wrong on the institutional buyers. I figured after the first quarter, right, they weren't just going to sit around with their fingers twiddling. Not all of them did, but most of them, from my knowledge, unless I am incorrect, and I don't think I am, a lot of them still are not buying.
Yeah, very conservative in the
and
market.
and the ones that are, which is only a few, their offers are only good in some marketplaces.
some
When pretty much
sectors.
all markets that they were in were just really good. So the other large institutional buyers, most of them, when we consider by saying a term like that, are the ones that, they already own anywhere between 10 to 80,000 homes, maybe even more than that at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They're the buy and hold investors. They are not coming back as quickly as I thought. So, and that's, I guess the main reason being is because real estate still stayed high. And money costs more, and they're just like, hey, we're not in a rush. So
There's still economic uncertainty.
I was definitely wrong on that one. We would have loved for them to come back strong, right? Just because that would have been more value propositions and more opportunities, for home sellers, for agents, and the platform all across the country. But it's all good, It's not going to stay like that forever.
So there's been recent legislation introduced out of Oregon it's called the End Hedge Fund Control of American Homes Act. And this legislation was introduced last week. And what the attempt is for it to stop private equity groups, real estate investment trusts, hedge funds from purchasing real estate, single family real estate. And not only that, but it calls for them to divest their portfolios within 10 years, 10% each year. And it calls for them to not only divest them, but to other families. They cannot divest to another company. And if you own more than 10 homes, you're considered one of these corporate entities that's considered a buyer.
Sounds like a socialist statement.
It's
to me.
crazy. Well, this is the second or third piece of legislation. There's also the Stop Wall Street Landlords Act as well. That's not really going anywhere. That was introduced out of California, and then there's another one out of
I did too.
there's another out of like Minnesota or Mississippi. One of the two M's. I can't remember. But yeah, they're
It's
definitely
just crazy that they're going after Blackstone. Right?
Yeah.
You remember
Big
that
dude.
20
Like,
minutes or 60 minutes sector that they had that was like massive headline news down in Florida? We talked about it on the podcast a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's a socialistic statement, unfortunately, right? Like, I'm not going to disagree that there's not some proper arguments there or some viable arguments, but at the end of the day, America is founded on a capitalistic environment.
Yeah, there's a lot of mom and pop,
absolutely,
that have more than 10.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes.
That would be ridiculous. And I don't know what would that do to the marketplace.
Oh my
it
gosh.
definitely bring the prices down. If you could only own 10 properties.
I think there's all kinds of stuff being passed in this legislation that's not going to last too much longer.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The chances of it even making it to a committee are really low.
Yeah.
But I think that what's interesting to me, though, is to hear the grumblings and to see the bills be introduced and then to actually, see the magnitude of the implications of the bills that are being introduced. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that'd be massive.
Massive.
They need a listing agent. I'll help them.
Most of these institutions were net sellers so far this year. I know the year's not over yet, but
You mean they've sold more houses than they bought?
correct.
Okay, so they're definitely divesting in some areas. Well, it's a good time to sell. When there's hardly any
Absolutely.
inventory and prices are still up,
Right.
you might as well get rid of some.
Yep. Let's reload the war chest a little bit. See if it comes down.
All right, so Keith was right.
Yeah.
Kayla was
Well,
right. Elliot was right.
We'll say
Pretty
I
much
was
right.
50% right.
Right.
Half right.
Tell me how wrong I was.
2.5 out of 3.
So you guys all did stock predictions, actually.
Okay.
So
We did. We were on a roll last year.
There are looks like it was 7 different real estate stocks that you guys had predictions for. What I'm going to give you
I'm gonna
guys,
pull up my stocks.
don't actually look at the stocks right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys what the initial stock price was and then what your prediction is. And then I'll go ahead and give you guys what the current stock price is for it. We'll start off, number 1, with Zillow. The initial value at Zillow in 2023, when we recorded, was at $36 a share. Kayla, you said that Zillow stock would rise to $52. Keith, you said $50, or $50 to $65, actually. You had a range. Elliot said $45, and Jason said $65. Which one do you
It's
think?
at 45 right now. So Elliot was right.
Elliot was right.
Man, Elliot should buy some stocks, man.
Yes, you should. You should definitely buy stocks.
Next, what we have is Redfin. The initial value at that time was $5 a share. Kayla, you said that the price would rise up to $14 a share. Keith, you were at $10 a share. Elliot, you were at 12, and Jason was 25.
What? Wait, and I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that at the beginning?
It was at $5.
Oh,
5.
dang.
And
I was very optimistic.
Ooh.
I was optimistic as well.
Is it what's it at? Is it 8 right now?
6, 7,
$8.
Yeah, Redfin's at 8. Yep.
Okay, we were all wrong. All right.
Keith was the closest for that one, so I'll give Keith the point on that.
What did you have?
$10.
$10, closest to it, I guess. Next, what we have is open door stock prediction. You guys were very ambitious with this one. What I will say,
dear.
at the time when it was recorded, the stock value was at $1.44.
Okay.
Kayla, your value, you predicted it to be at $17.
Oh dear.
Keith, yours was 14. Elliot's was 10, and Jason's was 8. At the time when I looked it up, it was $3.56.
Yeah.
Was I the closest
Yeah.
on that one?
You were the closest for
I
that
don't know
one.
if we would call
Yep.
that close though.
Well,
It's
they had
the
some things
closest
go down
to
this year.
it.
I don't think any of us anticipated. So
Next, we have our friends at OfferPad.
Oh, OfferPad is so offer sad.
Yeah. So at the time, the current price was at 67 cents.
But they did a reverse
say
split.
They
this
did,
one's
they
almost
did.
not.
They
unless
did a
we call it.
reverse split,
Yeah.
so but okay.
So, Kayla,
Well,
you said it would be
it was a
delisted.
10 to 1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a 10 to 1, so we got so that would be 67 or $6.70 right now.
Okay, yeah, let's call it $6.70 since they did a 10 to 1 split.
10 to 1
That's what it
split? Okay. I'll give you like what it was at the time, but you said it was delisted, Kayla. Keith said it would be about 87 cents. Elliot said delisted. And then Jason at the time predicted saying that they would do a reverse stock split. And he said it would be at about $4.
What is it at?
It's like at $2. What's it at?
It's at the time I saw it was $10.04.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
$10,
$10.
yeah.
$10.
It's at
Okay.
8.46.
So it's dropped. It's dropped by then.
8.46.
So you're pretty close on that one too.
Well, you
Jay.
were right.
That was actually good.
About
The split. Yeah.
the split. Okay,
He
so
was.
Jason got that one.
Yep. All right.
That's actually 2 for you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's 2 for
because you
me.
won the open
Open
door and the OfferPad one. Yep.
Next, we have EXP stock prediction. The price of the podcast when we recorded was $12 a share. Kayla said you didn't give a price. You just said you didn't think that they were going to do well this year. Keith said it would be a range again between $14 to $17.
Okay. I think you got it.
Elliot said $20, and Jason said $20 as well. At the time, it was $14.92.
It hasn't moved, huh?
Yeah,
Keith-
it's
Keith
stayed
got it.
balanced, huh?
Pretty much. Next is Compass. The price, yeah. At the time, the current share price was at $12 a share. Kayla had an argument. She didn't really mention a price. I couldn't figure out what it was. Keith said nothing. Elliot just straight up said bankrupt.
We're getting close, I think.
And then Jason said bought to go private.
Oh.
It said the price was $2.70 at the
Yeah,
time
it's
when I looked
coming.
it up.
I
So
don't think we're far off.
What's it at now?
Jay,
$2.70.
$2.70.
It's
Oh,
probably
$2.70.
changed.
I could
though.
see them getting acquired for their branding.
I remember
and-
why I said what I
and
said.
A member base.
I didn't know enough at the time to even make a prediction.
We have one final stock. This is for Anywhere. The price of the podcast was $8 a share. Kayla predicted it would be at $10 for this year. Keith said 12. Elliot said 12 as well. And Jason said 15.
I thought they were going to go up 50%. Why would I think Anywhere was going to go up 50%?
At the time when I looked it up, $6.41
Yeah,
a
so they
share.
fell.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you were very bullish on that too. Elliot.
I was?
You were. Yeah, you
Bullish
were
on
talking.
Anywhere.
You were talking
I was like,
heavily.
yeah, they're gonna.
They're going somewhere.
I wonder why I thought that at the time.
They ain't going anywhere.
I think that Anywhere is positioned really well because
right
they've
now they are.
Yes, they've
They
settled.
settled.
They've
That's what I'm
settled the
saying. I could
lawsuit.
That and Remax.
I could see why I would make that prediction this year. Why did I make it a year ago?
I don't know.
Anyway, Remax Anywhere. Definitely, especially if there's a dismantling. I mean, if it fast tracks, I don't think it's going to happen next year personally. But if for some reason some of these dismantling happens at these larger brokerage firms, and now there's hundreds of agents or, well, tens of thousands of agents scurrying around looking, Remax and Anywhere could absolutely be a winner.
So what's your prediction this year?
Well, so we can do his predictions for next year, but do you guys want to do stocks for this episode?
Yeah, let's go.
We'll start from the top. What's your guys' prediction for Zillow?
And we're at 45 right now.
About 45, yep.
Who wants to go first?
I'll lead the charge. For Zillow, I believe they're actually going to go up. I think they'll actually increase. Nothing crazy. I think they're going to be 50-ish. And that's going to be 100% coming from I think we're going to have a good year in real estate because it's going to be cheaper money to borrow. They're going to push with Zillow Home Loans and the partnership with Open Door, and the high quality lead Zillow Flex is going to continue to hit their bottom line in a positive way.
Okay.
So 8 to 10% growth, which is actually, that's still pretty darn good.
10% growth. All right, Keith, Zillow. What will Zillow be? Do you know what the price is now?
I'm torn on
45.
all of this right now because if you listen to whether it's independent or media, independent media or mainstream media, you get way different perspectives on what's potentially going to happen in our economy next year. So,
Well, I know you don't listen to mainstream media, so
Yeah.
What are you gonna predict?
well,
I'm going off of history.
You get to
leaves
hear
clues.
clips. You have to listen to something at some level, otherwise you're not.
Yeah, it's impossible not to. It's all over the
educated.
place.
I don't know. Come back to me.
All right, he's
Playing
taking
it
a pass
safe.
on there.
Playing
All right.
it safe.
I'll take a stab at Zillow. I think that Zillow will do well in 2024. I think that our real estate market is going to be a little bit stronger in 2024. And when I mean stronger, I think we'll see higher transaction count. I think that 2023 is going to be a record low year. We're not even going to hit 4 million existing home sales. And so I think that next year we'll have more home sales, which will be good for Zillow. And because of that, I think that we will end the year at about 57.
Oh.
All right. I'll be out there because I think interest rates are going to take a dive the second half of the year, and I think we're going to see another push high. So I'm going to guess 75.
Ooh.
Whoa. So Jay, if you listen to Jay, that means buy Zillow is what he just told you.
We are not giving advice.
We
by
are
the
not.
way.
We are not financial
Not
advisors.
financial
We are not
advice?
financial advisors.
Whoa.
Disclaimer.
All right. Next, we have Redfin. What do you guys think it's going to be next year?
We're
Current
sitting
price
at 8, you said?
$7.90. So
I'm still a little bit bullish on Redfin. Reason being that their end-to-end online experience from the direct-to-consumer, I think, is going to continue to increase. I love their interface. Their experience is solid. Redfin agents continue to have high reviews from their clients that they serve. I think that they're innovating on a lot of stuff that I'm seeing there. So again, I don't think it's going to be any kind of crazy growth, but I think that they'll next year, let's say, go to $11.
I do agree with everybody. I do think transaction count's going to go higher. So I think everyone's going to see a little boost unless some weird stuff happens with outside the United States with the dollar.
Sure.
That's what I meant by that. But anyway, with all that aside, not to be long-winded, I think they'd probably be, where are they at right now again?
8.
they are at $7.90.
Yeah, I could see them probably close to doubling, so I'll go with 15.
Okay, Redfin, well, they introduced the Roomvo AI, so they're improving the experience. They've also made a play to bring on independent contractors as agents, which I think is an interesting angle. They've distanced themselves from NAR, yet they have been included in one of the class action lawsuits, one of the copycat lawsuits. So I think it's going to be an interesting year for Redfin. One of the things that I find most interesting about Redfin is they've been in operation for 20 years and they've never been profitable. So I do think their stock will go up as the market, the velocity speeds up. So I also think their stock will go up, but quite not as bullish as Keith. I'm going to go with $13.
Redfin. Well, I like Glenn Kelman. He's a pretty cool dude. I'd never met him, but he seems like he's nice.
He rides his bike.
Yeah, it seems really
into
cool.
the office in Seattle every day.
And very innovative.
But he's not profitable. But they have I think they have a lot of things going for them. Plus, I think with these lawsuits, I think their stock's going to go up because they have a platform that consumers want to go to, and it's less about the agents, more about the properties, and more. So I'm gonna guess that it's going to be at $11 a square foot.
Sure.
Just kidding.
We're both at
A share.
11, Jay.
$11. Oh, you're 11. Okay,
Uh-huh.
cool. Yep.
All right. So let's do Open Door next. Open Door's current stock price is at $3.46. Elliot, what do you think?
This is a tough one for me. So they're direct to, their ultimate value proposition of list with confidence, of basically where they're guaranteeing an offer is, again, 100% all about the lead. I think their overall approach has been really, really interesting because they're trying to play on both sides of the fence with the real estate in the real estate world, right? Meaning that they're going directly to the consumer, and hey, real estate agent, we're your friend, right? Where they're not trying to position themselves too much as a competitor. I could actually see an uptick in transactions because agents, candidly, I think a lot of times think about the market of the moment, and that could hit their deal count. I don't see a crazy growth for them just because they're innovating so much still. I still think that they're overall trying to figure out their identity. Carrie Wheeler I think she's done a lot of things to tighten up, but I will say that they're going to make some progress just parallel with kind of the market. I'm going to call it $6.
Doubling up. All right. What about you, Keith?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say a number. Mine was actually landing between 5 and 6, so I'll do something different. I'll say 5. They'll see a little uptick, but
5.
Yeah.
with some transitioning, I do think they'll do more transactions, but I don't know if that's going to equate a massive stock growth or not.
Yeah, they're getting a ton of eyeballs. So.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the interesting angles for Open Door is their exclusives platform. And depending on what happens with buyer agency, in the event that the Sitzer-Burnett judge issues an injunction against buyer agency, I think Open Door stock goes crazy. And so there's going to be a little caveat on my answer here. If buyer agency is upended, I'm going to predict that Open Door stock goes to 17. If buyer agency remains intact for 2024, then I'm going to go more in line with Elliot and Keith, and I think a conservative rise, which is still pretty aggressive. I'm going to go with $8.
$8. All right. I'm going to be a little bit different on Open Door. Man, you guys took all the good numbers. Huh?
No, I know, I did.
I like your thought with the Sitzer-Burnett.
I like Open Door, and they're definitely dominating on all of the top real estate websites. I mean, it's insane to me how these companies are allowing them to just basically take leads off of their site.
500 million views, right?
So yeah, they're on Zillow, they're on Redfin, they're on Realtor.com. I'm gonna guess they're gonna be at $14 a stock.
Wow,
A share.
bold.
A stock, a square foot, a square stock.
OfferPad, let's name it right now. What's the price?
What is the price of OfferPad?
What do you guys think the price is going to be next year?
Oh, for next year. Oh, they're going to be offer mad.
They're gonna be offered.
So OfferPad for me, I think that they've been in identity crisis for the last couple of years, and there's one of their main value propositions right now is being able to list on the market, improve that particular property, then sell it for a higher price, and that homeowner gets that additional equity that's put into the house by the construction. I do think that there's a marketplace for that. I think that there's a demand, but I think as the organization as a whole has a little bit of an identity crisis, I don't know if it's going to be able to hang around, but I think that problem is going to continue to exist in the marketplace. So ultimately what I'm trying to say is if they play their cards right, I think that they could get acquired.
Yeah, for OfferPad, I don't really see, if we're just going to go off of the last 90 days just here in the Phoenix metro market where their home base is
Numbers are
alone,
down.
it's so down. It's actually kind of blew my mind when I looked it up the other day.
Down.
So with that said, I think they're going to just kind of remain very stagnant. And when that happens, I think their stock will go down a little bit. But what that might lead to, ironically enough, what I was going to say is somebody going, well, they still have a presence in a ton of marketplaces, and it might be an opportunity for conversations to start through an acquisition.
Taking them private. Maybe. Okay. OfferPad.
Or get rid of them and let a bigger brand just take over the marketplace.
I do agree that their construction arbitrage is keeping them afloat. I think that they have a good understanding of what sellers want when it comes to selling their home. And I think that they've executed fairly well around those fundamentals. And I think that their stock will go up to $5 by the end of the year. I think that they're going to also reap reward from our market increasing next year.
I think they're going to raise more capital, and they'll probably go up to about $5. That's what I'm guessing too. Or I think on the other hand, they could have a hostile takeover, and someone will shoot Brian Bear with a paintball gun.
Ari Gold style.
Yes, yes.
Oh dear.
Oh, thank you for watching Real Estate Rundown. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the little belly thingy.
All those things.
So you get notified of our new episodes.